Hi Taurus, welcome to your reading for 2021. I'm going to be using the tarot deck to channel guidance and information for Taurus and Taurus rising for the whole year. Let's start with January 2021, but let's go the whole year. Let's pull one card for each month and see what the general themes coming up for Taurus and Taurus rising are. I will also use oracle cards in this reading, and I use astrology too. So if you know your rising sign, please check that video out too for more cosmic guidance for your year ahead, Taurus. Okay, let's get into these cards. I think I'll just pull the camera down so you can see these cards with me. So for Taurus, all right, so for January, we've got the Tower. Oh, we're off to quite a beginning, Taurus. And then we've got the Five of Swords coming up then for the month of February. Getting things moving in March, Knight of Swords. The Emperor, the Aries card for Aries season, very strong energy coming up for you for April. Stepping into your power, Taurus. 10 of Wands for the month of May. And the World card. Ooh, big chapters successfully coming to completion for you, Taurus, in the month of June. I'm going to go deeper into all of these cards, you guys. Let's keep shuffling, Taurus. Let's look to the second part of the year. Okay, so from July through to December for Taurus and Taurus rising, let's see what's coming out. July is the Four of Swords. And August is going to be the Devil card. September, Four of Wands. October, we've got this King of Cups here. Wrapping up, coming towards the end of 2021 with the Six of Swords for Taurus. December, closing off the year with the Queen of Cups. Okay, Taurus, let's get right into these cards. And before doing that, I want to just pull an oracle card from this Kuan Yin deck I have here, the Chinese goddess of compassion, and read for you what that says. This is going to be a card for Taurus to sum up the year 2020, any messages that Taurus needs to hear. Okay, this card is called To the Celestial Mountain. And what is that all about? To the Celestial Mountain. There are times when divine energy is needed to help us achieve our spiritual goals. When you do not feel completely in control of your destiny, the divine is usually gifting you with an opportunity to reach for assistance and to invoke divine power, to call on the celestial mountain so that you might be gifted with a far superior outcome. Your permission to beings that love you unconditionally to offer you help is an expression of the spiritual empowerment. You empower those forces to come to your aid and help you manifest the life and purpose and destiny. Okay, all right. So that does really speak of big cycles of your life coming to completion, I think, Taurus. Let's take this card by card and have a look at what's coming up for your year ahead, Taurus. So we are starting the year with a bit of a bang, Taurus. We've got the Tower card here. So this is speaking to me, Taurus, of unpredictable events. Maybe it's that you're needing to be liberated from old behaviors or old phases of your life. And it's just the message of the Tower really is anything that's built on a more stable foundation won't crumble anyway. We're going to clear up this card, Taurus, as we move on and go through the reading, but let's go to February for now. So for February, we have this Five of Swords. We might get sort of, if this is anything to do with the Tower card coming before, this can kind of come up at a time when we're beating ourselves up for some mistake we made in the past, or getting fooled into doing something, or if somebody tricked us into doing something we didn't like, or maybe we feel like we fell for some sort of a scam. This card is ruled by Venus in Aquarius, and during the month of February, Venus will have transited the sign of Aquarius. And you know what? It's kind of maybe shining some light on our values that month, Taurus. I think that that's coming up for you. So this is for March. We're starting to get busy in March, Taurus. There's some sort of an issue that I think you're going to have to clear up at the start of the year, to be honest with you. Seeing these cards come out, I feel like the beginning of January into February, you might be just kind of maybe just picking up some aftermath of the year 2020, putting things back into place and figuring your life out again, kind of realigning with this year's goals. There may be just some external circumstances that you have to sort out, basically. But by March, it looks like you're up and ready and running towards your power. The Emperor card coming up for your birthday season beginning in April. You are chasing down something that you're very, very passionate about, something that you're very excited about. People can't even get a hold of you in March. I'm thinking you are just running all over the place. You have a lot of goals to chase down. Hey, you know what? If any of you feel like any of your time was wasted in 2020, you are not settling for that now come March. You know that time is precious, and you know that your time is precious, and you have going to have a lot to get moving on in the month of March. Bringing us on to the Emperor card for the month of April, starting your birthday season, Taurus. This is a really powerful card. So you're sitting on your throne now come birthday season. You're feeling very in control of your life. You know, we picked up any of the pieces of the tower, and you know what, Taurus? This is Aries, and this is happening while Mars is still in Aries. There is another thing that I want to point out with this card, Taurus, and it could be as simple as it is. If nothing that takes you in a more unpredictable fashion at the start of the year, there is quite a significant movement from Mars. This is this card that Mars rules over. Mars will be leaving the sign of Aries and moving into your sign, Taurus, on January 6th, I believe. And you know what? That is really kind of going to be a time where we've had Mars in Aries for 6 months. We need some Taurian stability, and we've been running all over the place. This is very Mars in Aries to me, running all over the place, but we need the Taurian groundedness for Mars now to start. We've all been feeling passionate about chasing goals, but Taurus wants to ground it. So that energy could be coming up for you, Taurus, at the start of the year. You kind of making an effort to ground your goals, or whatever you had been putting a lot of effort in for the last 6 months. Maybe you were just, networking. Maybe you were, running around, scrambling around. You're now maybe going to be able to start tying pieces together and making it more solid in the month of January. But anyways, stepping into your power in a huge way come April. You're in the control of the direction of your life now. Maybe some of you are stepping into a boss role. Maybe some of you are getting promoted. You're getting recognized and getting seen. So then we've got May, continuing your birthday month. This work, all of this recognition, all of this progress that you're making may start to make you feel a little bit burned out. I do see the need for some rest and relaxation coming up for you around your birthday season this year, Taurus, even beyond. It looks like from May through to July even, you're going to need to take some rest and relaxation, because big cycles of your life are coming to completion. When I see a 10 in tarot, it tells me that we're at the end of a cycle on something, Taurus, and you will be. Something that you put a lot of effort into. You may be back-breaking effort for you, something where a lot was put on you by other people. Even if it wasn't yourself, even if you weren't just putting pressure on yourself to succeed, other people may have been. When I speak about big cycles coming to an end, it's bringing me to the second part of the year, July, okay? The World card. Both of these are Saturn-ruled cards. Now, Taurus, a little bit of the astrology for Taurus rising before I get going on the World card. So, we've had Saturn and Jupiter move into the sign of Aquarius. That's been a very big signature for the year 2021, okay? So this is going to be for Taurus rising. Aquarius has been, so this is moving into your 10th house of career, okay? So Taurus rising, this is going to be a really big year for career for you. Jupiter's co-presence with Saturn. Jupiter is very expansive and generous, so it wants to make everything bigger and better, but Saturn has the limits attached to it. All of the limits, all of the boundaries, all of the hurdles, challenges, tests. opposites, but together they round off each other really well. So Taurus rising, this co-presence of Saturn and Jupiter in your 10th house of career for the most part of 2021 is really going to be giving you some leaps forward constructively when it comes to your career and public recognition. This is the recognition I'm getting talking about. These long cycles coming to completion, there's something that you will be successfully bringing to completion and bringing to a close in your life in the month of July. Okay, that we're going to clarify the World card. So then we are in August. Now, this is this mental respite I was saying you might need to take, you guys. You might need just to recuperate and rebalance after this big cycle of your life coming to a close. That makes sense. Look, this person looks like they can't really relax. So I'm taking it, they're trying to relax, but something is on their mind still. Or, you know, just like loose ends still being tied up in your in your mental sort of when you're trying to fall asleep and your mind is still running. So this is a message, Taurus, that I think in the month of August it would be a really good opportunity to try and get some rest and relaxation. Try and take your mind off the old chapters or take your mind off the past. It looks like you're finishing big cycles of your life, but what happens then? A new beginning. And you might be wrapping up 2020 cycles. You may be wrapping up even beyond 2020 cycles, Taurus, this summer. Things that have been really important to you. Some of you might have been working on a major project and you finally think it'll be ready to be released this summer. Keep an eye out, Taurus. Remember, the devil, we will clarify this major arcana too. But it seems like there may be some sort of feeling of guilt residing here for me. There's something in your life that, you know, you want to sustain, but you can't help but feel at that time that you'll be sacrificing something. So the Four of Wands, will clarify the devil, but the Four of Wands coming up for October. Right, so it looks like we're going to be celebrating something in October. I think those Taurus, for a lot of you, because of this high focus on your career, because even Taurus rising, Taurus sun, that's all being squared by Saturn and Jupiter in many months this year. Saturn for the entire year. And it's about making things permanent. It's about making things stable. I think this issue could be with the Four of Swords, devil kind of energy coming in through July and August. It could be some sort of like just a heads up that it's really going to be important for you to take some mental respite because things could get heavy. You might have a lot to deal with, a lot of energy that you need to have your focus turned to. But it looks like by the month right after October, looks like things are really leveling out. Four of Wands is about a very stable environment. So we're at least getting away from any environment that was not stable for us. This will only apply to some. It looks like going from the devil energy to the Four of Wands, it's a really good thing to see. As well as that, this is the same tower that is in this card. So we are restabilizing whatever things maybe became unstable or unpredictable at the beginning of the year. You'll know about that. Whatever tower events happened, it looks like the restabilitation and complete harmony, reharmony, and that could be an ongoing thing that you'll be working on all year, Taurus, but for the most part it's all done and dusted and settled for you. King of Cups energy. So we've been fitting into the boss role, Taurus, and I think even 2020 we've been exploring sides of ourselves that we could imagine pursuing a kind of independent role or something where we have more control, more personal control. And I think by now you've seen that there's many sides to your personality, Taurus. There's many sides of the leader that you are. There is the boss energy, the fierce badass, yes, get shit done, I want it my way. But there's an extremely soft side to Taurus. Jokingly, I've heard Taurus been referred to as the earth water sign. You know, if there was one of the earth signs that would fit in with the water signs. I think they're fun little analogies, but this is a softer side of yourself that you're starting to explore. You've been tested, Taurus, but you know what? There are tests in 2021 too. None that you won't overcome. You're going to be very empowered by what you learn from this, Taurus. You're going to be more open-hearted as a result of it. So nothing tells me that the result of you becoming a more open-hearted, trusting and forgiving person. Doesn't look like that's a bad thing, Taurus. You are sitting on a throne of love by the month of October. And I see a power couple here. There is the King and Queen of Cups here. So you may be dealing with, this could be a very important year for advancements in relationship sectors of your life, Taurus. I can clarify these to see what that's about, what relationship that could be. But cementing something or growing in love with another person, even if that is just for business or friendship, but for love, whatever it is, growing in love, growing in harmony. Right before we get to December, we've got the month of November. So I'm sorry, this was you stepping into your power in October. And so this is coming up for me then for the month of November, Six of Swords. We are definitely in the clear now, Taurus. So whatever tests and challenges that have come up for you during the year, you are clearing through those now. You're headed towards a smoother lifestyle, just smoother energy, more calm, more peace, no ups and downs, no little surprises, This water energy, it talks to me with these two people. The water between this couple, and this doesn't have to be anything to do with water signs. I'm reading this as a power couple and the water energy beside them. It does kind of talk to me then, Taurus, about some sort of a gelling between you two. A 6 in tarot is harmony. So I feel like this is a really positive end of the year for a couple or for a love duo. You're going towards the same thing. The water element is tying that all together really beautifully for me. All right, Taurus, let's clarify a couple of these cards, I think, shall we? I'll put this down so you can see them, read them as I go along. But let's see, let's get some clarifiers going for Taurus. Let's look at the Tower. This is coming in at the start of the month. It could be an unpredictable event or occurrence, something that takes you off guard in a way, something that maybe liberates you. You become freer as a result, or as mundanely as this is, Mars, which rules this sign, moves into Taurus. It's a pretty big deal after a 6-month transit in Aries this month in January. That could be all it is. So we get that focus on Taurian energy. And Taurus, maybe you're going to start grounding your plans, seeing how they're going to sort of start to blossom and flourish. Let me clear up the Tower card for Taurus. Oh yes, the hanged man we have right here. So that is at the same time, Taurus, there as this Mars entering Taurus, it will start to get a very nice aspect from Neptune ruling this guy, the hanged man, which is in Pisces, okay? This is a time, Taurus, where to take anything that happens that's quite unpredictable, shock in nature, take any of these things that happen as a message from the universe that there is something still to be learned in this area of your life. The hanged man is all about suspension in time, no moving, and sort of like a limbo stage. But what's happening is very important. We're becoming enlightened. So Taurus, anything that happens in January that takes you by surprise, the message is basically that it might be something that you really needed to know. It might be something you hadn't learned about before. You hadn't seen the perspective of something before. You hadn't really figured it all out, and that energy might just be coming in there to show you something so that you maybe are liberated and freed, because the hangman doesn't like being just stuck there either, all the time. They're wanting to go off and share to the world their new perspective. I'm gonna now we're gonna jump to April actually and look at this Emperor card here for the month of April. So you're stepping into your power. Let's make sure we're gathering all perspective available in the month of January so that in February we're not regretting anything or, beating ourselves up over something, taking action and delighted to be running after something now when we get going in March. And as a result, we're empowered. We are in control of our destiny. We're in control of our life, we feel like. Okay, look at the Emperor for Taurus then. the Emperor is coming out with the Judgment card. There is, Taurus, like a wake-up call coming insofar as, like, have you realized that you are the one that is in control of your destiny? Have you realized that you have control over your reality and your own life? They want the universe, or the energy of the Judgment card, your guides, ancestors, spirit, whatever you feel calls you and guides you, higher power, is kind of, Judgment is heralding you to say, like, it's time you realize that you can be the boss, you can be the person that has full power and, you know, onus over what you do. And I do feel like there are going to be some kind of messages that Taurus can be ready to be paying attention to this year. You know, you have people watching over you, you have people guiding you, Taurus, and offering you perspective and wisdom, rooting for you and supporting you. And there may be messages, Taurus, that you're just becoming more aware of your power in the month of April. Judgment card is a second chance, a rebirth, a time to realign ourselves with what we're here to do after we've got you get kind of swept up in life. And sometimes it's hard to align yourself with what we're really here to do, whatever our individual destiny is. And I think you're going to be becoming more aware of that actually in the month of April. So I'm happy to see that for you for your birthday season. Bottom of the deck, I have this Uranian energy, Uranus and Taurus. Uranus represents the Fool. So I do think that it's important, you know, to look at this transit for you, Taurus. Like, Uranus is going to get as far as 14 degrees of Taurus this year, the furthest it has gotten into that sign. And, you know, Uranus brings with it liberation, freedom, and innovation, sometimes unpredictably. 10 of Wands and this World card. So we are wrapping up major cycles of our life between May and between June. Let's look at the World card. This is the King of Cups energy again. Yeah, so you might be, you know, this is a person that you may end up meeting in the month of June, Taurus. This King of Cups, this sort of love interest. If it is the same king here, this could signal, you know, you and your partner having a baby at that time. This could sort of like signal you and your partner's entry into marriage and leaving singledom, or you and your partner completing big cycles of your life together. You know, doing something that's very important to you both. Maybe you both worked on something together. Maybe you work together, you know, maybe you create together. So that's something that's coming up. You and your partner being a very big part of each other's life in these cycles coming to completion. If you're single, Taurus, it could be the talk of meeting this person that I see ending up with at the end of the year, at the end of the reading. Other than that, I think that maybe, Taurus, this could be the beginning of you stepping into the more vulnerable side of yourself that I think you're like ready to, you're ready to really, you know, you might start to do the work now, and, you know, something may have even like humbled you in this experience or opened your eyes to a different side of yourself. I definitely see you getting new perspective this year in a really big way. Taurus card, the Hierophant. Yeah, Taurus, it might be just that. And then we've got your Venus energy at the bottom of the deck. Venus rules your sign, Taurus. So, yeah, I feel like, Taurus, this is just maybe some sort of a guilt about something that's happened for you in the past that you're kind of replaying, I think, this month. It could have been something to do with, like, this energy is of you receiving a lot. This energy is of you receiving a lot of wisdom, being blessed in the past. And for some reason, are you beating yourself up about that this month? You don't think you deserve it. A very strong energy, though. 3 major arcana cards coming up in that month. I think, though, Taurus, like, you might be working in a very spiritual way. For some of you, I'm sensing that there might be some demons being faced for some of you, or if not demons, I feel like some sort of shadow work that you're actually very willing to look at and look through now. And you're in a state of mind when, Taurus, that you want to get up and get going, and you could feel like you're ready for your next stage of your life. I see a lot of beginnings and endings coming about, or rather endings coming about around your birthday season. It looks like, you know what, you're ready to get going again, and it could be that you're really saying goodbye to an old chapter of your life this year, Taurus. I want to put this all together. I want to see them, this is like a kind of, for some, a power dynamic, a power couple from the end of the year ending up together, being on the same level, same, like kind of same flow, same journey. And I want to see what that is all about. It could be just a platonic friendship that really just is very symbiotic. Let's have a look at this end of the year energy for Taurus. The sign Scorpio is coming through very strongly on this reading as a partnership for you, Taurus. This is the Six of Wands. Yeah, so more six energy. Six of Swords, Six of Wands. I've got you here, fixed earth at the bottom of the deck. Very empowered, okay, Taurus? So, yeah, I'm seeing you getting very empowered this month with the Devil card in September. But it's like you have to learn to let go of something that's keeping you guilty, something that's keeping you feeling bogged down. Let's get to the end of the year. Very supportive, harmonious, very, very nice energy with the cup cards, with the sixes, harmony, balance, love between people. So that's a very nice way to end the year. Okay, Taurus. That was very far away from me, that camera, that tripod lens. Let's close out this reading with another oracle card. Instead of last year, let's focus on the future. Let's look at 2021 for this oracle card and a message for Taurus for that year. Oh, not much shuffling to do on these. And for you, Taurus, for 2021, I have this beautiful card, Shining Lotus. Let me read a little bit about that for you, Taurus. This is from the Kuan Yin Oracle Guide. It's a Chinese goddess of compassion. It's a really nice oracle deck. Let me read this for you, Taurus. There are times when it makes sense to be discreet until you find your inner strength so that you feel empowered enough to share your thoughts, feelings, beliefs without wavering, even in the face of challenge by another. At times, we benefit ourselves and others by taking a risk and allowing the inner lotus blossom of our true self to shine forth for all to behold. Interesting, Taurus. I like that a lot. This kind of energy is similar to me about this kind of guilt or trap you feel, or you're not kind of comfortable to fully express yourself. Maybe, you know, it's a journey of empowerment for you this year, Taurus. I see 3 kings here in the reading. The Emperor is number 4, another king energy sitting in his throne. 4 is coming up, 4 of Swords, 4 of Wands. That is very stable. Like 4 is just it's a very solid foundational number. It's a very stable energy coming up for you this very empowered year, Taurus. Don't let anybody, you know, that you may be feeling trapped with think that you can't be without them. You can definitely go it alone, I'm seeing, for that spread there. Taurus, this is going to be your look ahead forecast for 2021. I hope you got something from this. I will do a regular one of my readings, which is more just like a month basis, and I'll do a reading like that for January 2020 for you too, Taurus. But if you liked this reading, please feel free to hit subscribe. I'll see you soon. Have a great rest of the year.